Hey everybody, it's Cyborg, once again joined by Temp, and today we have issue number 7 for year 4. So if you haven't checked out the previous issues, definitely go do so. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, because we're definitely putting out a ton of content leading up to the game, not just the comic book series, but tons of other stuff. We got the weekly podcast where we break down all of the Injustice news from the week and give our opinions with 4 or 5 of us on the channel, so you get a mix of opinions there. And we do reaction videos and various other kinds of videos. So you get plenty of content, both gameplay related, competitive related, as well as story related. So hopefully, if you're new to the channel, definitely give all that stuff a look, a listen, a watch, tell a friend, tell a phone. Tell me a story. That's not an actual song. I'm just saying things as if it were. Okay, so let's jump into the actual comic here.
What? No. I'll tell the phone. I'll tell many phones.
Good. Telephones, just look at your phone right now. Hey, buddy. Okay, so, anyways. Let's jump right into the comic here. We see Superman floating off into space. That's where we start here. And we get a monologue, this time from Zeus. Zeus is having second thoughts. He's seeing all the war, all the violence, and he says, I did not give my blessing to this, Hera. It's travesty. She says, no, this is the storm before the calm. The war that will bring peace and our rightful return to prominence. He says, you have been manipulated, my wife. War is the only goal here. And then Hippopotamus, Hip-Hop Anonymous over there in the cage, the laser cage, she said, surely the goddess of women and marriage doesn't profit from war. And she's starting to question who it benefits. But Hera does not take kindly to this. She's about to blast her into oblivion, but Zeus puts his foot down and says, no, I think you've been manipulated. What part did Ares play in this? And he's starting to not be so cool and kosher with the thing that he signed off on. Seemingly just didn't even care. Like, he's just like, what do you have? Oh, yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever you need, sign my name, all right. Take the keys, pick up some milk while you're out. But yeah, no, he didn't. Now all of a sudden he's realizing, what have I done? What have I done? And we cut to Shazam making his way. He's monologuing over here, saying that I've got the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury. You add all of those names together, take the initials, and you get Captain Marvel. I mean Shazam. And he is flying down towards the fight, and we see a cool image of Flash actually dodging arrows and the other characters fighting amongst themselves. Batman tries to stop Hercules from potentially killing Wonder Woman, and as he does so, Shazam flies in and just dominates Hercules, pushes him into the ground, and Harley's cheering Shazam on, once again cheering for the wrong side. Hold on, where do we get this girl? I don't know. And then Shazam gets his face literally punched in. It's just his entire face is rippling like it's a slow motion.
I was going to say there's an actual like water effect.
Yeah, and I like Harley's response to this. She says, "Youch, that's okay. He barely grazed you."
Just a flesh wound.
Yes. Then Hal reminds her that you're cheering for the wrong side once again, and she says, Shazzy is all right sides.
Creepy.
Nice.
As she's staring at his ass, by the way.
Throwing her hands up like a girl. Yeah, she's all about
Although
that
Hal's
ass.
response is pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know how you read it in your head, but I read it as nice.
Yeah, I got the same one. Mine was more nice. But yes, then we see Shazam and Hercules trading blows. Batman basically says to Hermes, look, if killing Wonder Woman's part of the plan, then we don't want any part of this. This isn't what the point of the fight was. It was to stop the regime. And Batwoman takes this opportunity while Wonder Woman is down. She goes up, kicks her, and wraps the lasso around her neck, much like she did to Huntress, who Wonder Woman accidentally killed and seemingly felt bad about it. Yeah,
But there's quotations in that.
there
sentence.
was many quotations in both of those, both visually and audibly. Catwoman or Batgirl starts to say, "What are you doing, Kate?" Catwoman counters back, saying, "Giving her what she deserves." And Batwoman gets close to it, to potentially killing Wonder Woman, which we're not really sure if she could, but yeah, she certainly, seemingly was attempting to, but then she said, you're not worth it, and just threw away the lasso. So a nice little triumphant moment for Batwoman to be better than what Wonder Woman was. So that's the typical good guy, you know what, I could take the easy way out, but you know what, you're not even worth my time. Shazam and Hercules are literally punching fists.
It's a good visual with the gold like clanging, like it's pretty tight looking.
So yeah, they are trading blows and going back and forth, and then he just thunderclaps Hercules' ears. What a cheap shot by it's like in a boxing. Ooh. Yeah, it's like in a street fight. You just slap somebody's ears as hard as you can. I mean, that's no fun.
The blood shooting out of his nose too. Man.
I mean, how does that even work? But it works. But yeah, he's just destroying him. He essentially has him beaten. Shazam says it's over, and meanwhile we see Superman's eyes. Oh, he opens them, so he was basically playing possum in space, as we are led to believe. Just kidding. But yeah, he takes this moment to open his eyes, and Hercules says, he's on his knees, and he says, well, or very well, finish it. Finish it. And Shazam, being the somewhat noble person that he is these days, he says, no, I'm no killer. But within a blink of an eye, Superman swoops down from space and just obliterates Hercules. I mean, if this was a shooting game, he essentially just stole that person's kill.
Yeah. He was camping.
Yes, he was just waiting in to swoop in at the very last moment. And Zeus yells out, son. Son.
Well, he still has that face, though. It's almost, the dialogue box says son, but his face says, head clap.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's still that face of, like, unconcerned?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got one facial expression, Zeus does. Anyways, we go to the next chapter here, and we see Hermes saying, you have killed the lion, son of Zeus! I guess he's the lion. And Superman just shrugs it off, like, what's up? That's what I do.
I mean, it is definitely what he does. I mean, he's like he's on the Phantom Zone right now. Like, yeah, it's definitely a trademark Superman move at this point.
Yeah. Yes. And Damian says, damn. And Cyborg, being the cool, awesome, hip person that he says, he says after Damian says damn, he says, so damn. Like, who says that?
He's pretty rad in this moment.
So damn. Totally damn. Extra damn. With a little bit of damn on the side. What's that damn cost? Oh, just 50 cents extra? Yeah, just go ahead and put some damn in there. Oh, you can put it on the side. Okay, and then... So everyone's just kind of shocked and in disbelief that he was killed, and they're not sure what the heck to do. And yeah, Shazam's just like, I beat him, Superman. Why do you have to? And Superman just like, because you wouldn't. Psh, psh, psh. Meanwhile, on top of the Umbrella Factory, Superman gets shot by an arrow from behind. How do you like that, Superman? How do you like get hit from behind from things? And somehow,
because his face is all veins, like it just like veins everywhere. It's rough looking. Like it looks like his face is completely dried out and cracked.
Yeah, I figured those were like more scratches and shadows, but I can see what you're talking about with the veininess. And then part of the arrow that goes through Superman, part of it breaks off, flies to the Kent's house, hits his dad, and now Superman is enraged. No, I'm just kidding.
And he is flying towards the grave of Green Arrow to beat the shit out of him again.
Yes, exactly.
Speedy has no chance.
What?
Oh no, I thought ongoing joke was Speedy getting
But
continue.
why don't you just leave the jokes to me?
Okay,
And then
cool.
you occasionally say, good, good,
Good, good.
good. Okay, anyways. We're back to, I guess it was, who is this guy that shoots the arrows? He says his name, right? Oh,
It's
Apollo.
Artemis, right? Oh,
Apollo.
Apollo. Yes,
Artemis is the female.
that's right.
Anyways, Apollo is the archer here, and he says, taste the magic of the gods, Superman. A plague on you. So, potentially that arrow is poisoned somehow, or has disease on it, we're not really sure. But yeah, Superman's face looks super messed up in this picture where he's leaning over with the arrow. His face is just all lines. He looks all sorts of creepy. And
Yeah.
Shazam yells, Superman, tears the arrow out, throws it on the ground. They make a point of showing that panel of him just throwing that directly to the ground too. And he immediately starts pounding Apollo's face. And then Hermes yells, for Zeus! And Shazam's like, bring it on.
It's a good
Meanwhile,
look for him. Yeah, I like the little pose he's got going. The suspended in air. Well, maybe he's not suspended in air. I can't. It looks like he is because he'd be falling backwards. Well, yes, go on.
on top of the umbrella factory, Catwoman says, what do we do, boss? I like to think she said it in that. Like, what do we do, boss? Okay. Anyways, Batman wants to use this as to their advantage. And as he says this, in dick-killing fashion, he gets a baton, or an Eskrima stick, right up the side of the head. As if Damian clearly has not learned his lesson from that. Well, I guess intentionally he was kind of hoping that maybe he would just fall back and crack his neck on a rock. He says, I'm going to enjoy kicking your ass, Dad. Once again, like every time these two like potentially fight or are about to fight, it's always Dad.
Yeah,
Son,
there's a lot of emo in there.
Dad. So yeah, he always addresses him like he has to put extra emphasis on Dad. Did you know that we're related? Did you know? Did you know? Did you know? Look at my kids. Look at my kids. Look at my kids. Okay.
Well,
But
Batman's countering with "Don't count on it, son." Like it's the same bold print,
I know
capital
it's
letters.
like a thing that they do. It must be a Wayne thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Can I go on now?
You can go on.
Good. Good.
Good. Good.
Okay, back to the action. So they are doing the flippity kicks and the flippity flops. Damian and Batman. Essentially, Batman's using this opportunity to try and win Damian over. He says, you know what, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Temp, it's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I try.
It's not your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
But it is Damien's fault.
Okay, yeah, it is Damian's fault, but Batman doesn't seem to think so. At least he's trying to take this play, but I'm sure Deathwing talking to him obviously gave him a little bit of closure on that whole aspect, but they have some nice flashbacks here, and yeah, Batman saying that, you know what, I pushed you away, it's my fault, it's not your fault that you went to Superman, and that Dick dying, you know, it's not your fault, it happened, just please come back to me, just go on the right side, come back to me, go, you know, leave Superman. And yeah, Damian just says, I don't believe you. He punches him in the face. Batgirl's like, this is awful. Harley's enjoying everything, always with her smile, of course. She's loving it. And then I love her little quote here. She says, shouldn't we be mixing it up over there? And she's looking over towards Superman with super veins, like you were talking about right now. Superman and Cyborg, as well as Hal, Flash, and Wonder Woman. And then the next panel is, or over there. It's Shazam up in the sky fighting the gods. I like, over here or over there, on a box, with a fox, on a boat, with a moat, the goat, and the the mouse, the house, the green eggs, and thing 1, thing 2.
It is a bit Zeus.
Yeah, the Grinch. Okay. But yes, she said she's not going to fight Shazzy, though. And of course, Catwoman comes back with the excellent pun. Shocking. So Shazam is punching other god that I don't... Mercury, maybe? It's the big one with the long black hair. The flowing black hair. Damian and Bruce...
Atlas, right?
Atlas? Yeah, that makes sense. Damian and Bruce are going back and forth, and Damian says, you know what? No. I don't want to be your Robin. I'll never be your Robin. He tears off the logo, throws it to the ground. How dare you, you little bitch. And then he says, I'd rather die first, with a funny looking face. And Batman just knees him right in the stomach. He says, oof. Thumps on the ground. His face looks funny while it's on the ground. I mean, it's good artwork.
Funny faces.
It's good artwork, but it's done in like almost like a cartoony style sketch. And he looks like he's been like stuck in on like some warheads or something. Yeah, he looks like the warhead face. But yeah, he's on the ground there. And then Shazam's just tearing off angel wings. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, that's
So yes,
he's so proud of it too. He's all fucking like gleeful.
Yeah, and the face he makes after he just like breaks this guy's wings off. He's just like flying in the air with a huge ass grin on his face. He's so happy with himself. And all of a sudden he gets struck by lightning. Kathum! And he turns into Billy, and he starts to fall, saying, uh-oh. So that's where we're left off for the issue.
And that's actually where it ends for the first volume for me as well. So this is kind of the climax point for the part 1 of year 4 for me.
See?
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Damien, poor I can't say poor Damien, but
well,
the writers are not fans. Clearly, they are not into the Damien.
Who is really a fan of Damien? I think I was for a microsecond before I started reading this.
I like the costume. I'm probably the only one who likes the costume, but that's
I do like his
much
costume.
about it.
Yeah, I do like his costume.
Well, I even like the shitty one, the alternate costume that what he has like in the game.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I'm even
awful.
a fan of that.
No. Yeah, you're on your own little island there.
And I've been on this island for a while. It's a lonely island, but
is that a plug?
Who
are you? Are you Andy Sandberg or whatever his name is?
I'm the lesser of Andy Sandberg. I can't remember that guy's actual name right now, so
we're just gonna move on from that.
We are. It's late, guys. I'm sorry.
This is a tale of Captain Jack. Okay. So yeah, it's a lot of craziness that happened in here. I mean, we had Hercules' death, and it looks like things are starting to calm down. We have Zeus finally like kind of realizing the error in agreeing to all this. Ares is still scheming in the background. I'm sure he'll come out to be like the main boss of this year, perhaps, because he's probably grown in strength tremendously. So hopefully he'll last maybe 5 panels this time when he finally gets in a fight before he gets jobbed out.
Yeah, he's been jobber material for a good while, so it's nice to see him kind of rise up the ranks a bit. But I always thought before Injustice 1 came out, I thought he was going to be the final boss, because I thought the Gods Among Us was a reference to what could power the God of War more than the Titans themselves, aka Batman, Superman, all that fighting against each other. So I was wrong about that, clearly, but the idea I think is still very cool. So I'd like to see where they go with it.
Yeah, I agree. Ben,
artwork is really good too.
Think?
I
agree.
Yes. I think yes. Artwork's good. Artwork on Shazam is really good. This is some of the best. Like, that opening with the Shazam flying in and monologuing. Oh, dude, it looks fucking good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Shazam was taking names in this one. I mean, I'm pretty sure at one point he tore off an angel's wings.
Yeah, they're graphic about it too. Like, you see the bone and the blood just split out and just, it's raw. Like, stuff like that kind of gets to me. I mean, y'all know how I feel about other shit with Devore and whatnot, but this is also on that list of just bones. I've broken my arm, and it fucking hurts. You don't forget that.
Yeah.
So,
okay. But yeah, so we had some interesting interplay here. Harley being had some good moments here, and yeah, Shazam taking names. The gods not looking so hot all of a sudden, and Batman's team gotta wonder what point do they just say, all right, get the hell out of here? Like, we're bailing. This is useless. Our plan's just going up in smoke, so to speak. And yeah, Batman's attempt to try and get Damian back on his side, which was a nice attempt by Batman to show that he can kind of take the high road and open his arms up for forgiveness just to bring his son back into the fold. It felt genuine from Batman. It didn't feel like he was just manipulating him. It felt like he legitimately was like, you know what? Please, just let's settle our differences. We can get through this as father and son. Let's do this. And unfortunately, Damian was having none of it, and Batman just had to, sometimes he's got to put a knee into the chest.
And way deep in there too, because he uses his momentum against him, and
Yes.
fucking. It's actually a really good little scene. All of it's really good, honestly. This is kind of what I always wanted since year one. It's a good little exchange. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll. I mean, it'd be weird if we revisit it again, because I don't know what else these two could possibly say to each other anymore. I don't know what else there is to talk about Dick Grayson at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of put all of that. This was like the ultimate closure. Like you said, this is what we've been waiting for since year one. Them kind of addressing all this and finally having a somewhat extended interaction between the two. So yeah, I think we definitely got that now. So looking like Damian's kind of set in his ways at this point. But yeah, there's not a whole lot more to say about the issue. Solid as usual. Not great, not bad, but solid. So, but yeah, there's not a whole lot to discuss going out of this that we didn't already discuss while doing the breakdown. So we'll see you for issue number 8 next time, tomorrow. You guys have a good one. And do all those things. Check out the Dingo and the Bandit coming soon to a radio near you.
It's gonna be sick.